Make sure you hydrate yourselves, boys. It's important. Water is basically what you're made out of, so make sure you drink enough of it. So, alright, in this one, I actually just basically was in like a deep thought about something. And I thought, like, I do watch a lot of like self-improvement YouTubers and that, and I think some of them are good, some of them I think are trying to finesse you a little bit, but either way, in this sort of like industry of self-improvement or content creation or whatever you want to call it, there has to be kind of something about you that stands out, doesn't there? There has to be something that makes them different to other creators. And even if a creator is so big on YouTube, you know, like Hamza, Tate, whatever, you can always be a sort of smaller creator, but have something different about you and create more value than them. And that's kind of, I kind of thought about that. And I thought, who really is actually finessing you and who's not? Whose value is valuable and whose isn't? Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. And I think with me, the reason why I've evolved so much in such a short space of time with this content creation stuff, because let's fair, I've not been doing it that long, have I? And, you know, there are plenty of people that think I'm shit and do you know what I mean? There are always people who are going to say that, but there are also people that think I'm pretty good. So, but you know, I think with me, the main thing is that, and you know, I would always watch these. Okay, side tangent. I know I was going to get into my point then, but you know, I'm not. I'll speak to you about this first. I would always sit thinking about, whilst watching these videos, I always consciously thought, and as you should do, you should always question everything that you sort of learn online. I was like, is this advice actually good? What is it actually teaching me? How am I going to use it? It was that sort of thing. And I sometimes listen to a piece of advice and this person would be the self-improvement YouTuber, they'd be so adamant that what they're saying is right and the value that they're giving is so good. And I'd almost be kind of like, but then I kind of think that they're wrong, and I'm thinking what I think is better. Do you know what I mean? I think we all need to have that sort of level of independence about us, and you know, as much as I say, you know, we need to sort of have student mindsets, we need to be willing to learn. A big part of learning is actually sort of analysing and evaluating what you're actually learning. So don't just read a piece of, don't take in some content, learn something and sort of mindlessly follow it around and act on it straight away. I want you to sort of analyse it and be able to think freely with your own mind about what it is you just learned and how it applies to real life and what you can do to, you know, what it can help you. What can it help? What the fuck am I trying to say here? How can you use that advice to help you in your life? That's what I'm trying to say. Constantly be analysing what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're listening to. It's that sort of thing. And I've always been like that. I've never really had anyone actually tell me that. I've always been like that. When I watch a video or something, or I learn something, I've always evaluated it in my head and thought, is this right? How do I compare it to what I thought before? Do I agree with it? Do I disagree with it? And you know, with me, I'll always come on here and tell you what I think. I'll never sort of come on here and tell you some bullshit. But, you know, sometimes I'll even watch one of my own videos and then sort of say to myself, is what I said there right? Could I have said that a bit better? Could I have maybe brought that across in a better way? Could I have told that better? It's that sort of thing. And I'm not one of these sort of self-improvement YouTubers, I think, at this stage anyway, where they give you this advice and they say, oh yeah, this is 100% right, this is 100% what you have to do. And as confident as I am in my own knowledge and advice from the experiences I've had, 100% what I teach is valuable. You know, we're already helping loads of young men achieve what they want to achieve and get better and grow and excel. We're already doing that. It's proven. What I know is valuable. But that doesn't take away the fact that when I do also think that what I've said maybe might be wrong at times, I'm still always willing to learn and accept a mistake. Whereas you will just see basically every self-improvement YouTuber, and I'm not really talking about the big ones, I'm talking more about the smaller ones, such as even myself, who get into the industry and they immediately believe and they put on this persona that they are like level 100 bosses, you know what I mean? And they come across in this very professional way. I understand. I respect that, and I respect that you have to come across that way. You have to be the person who knows it. You have to be the person who's giving the value. You have to be confident in what you're saying 100%. And they do that. But then I listen to the advice they're giving and the value they're trying to sort of preach, and I don't think it's really 100% aligned with reality. And that's the problem. And I sort of want to make that known to a lot more people now, and especially like content creators. There's nothing wrong really with learning. As much as you can say you're a professional or you're a coach, or you know a lot about this industry, there's nothing wrong with actually learning and making mistakes along the way. You don't have to really be perfect straight away. And I'm not. I can accept that I'm not fully perfect, but I just know I've got so much knowledge and advice to be able to teach you lot to excel and grow and be better. Do you know what I mean? It's that thing. So yeah, I just sort of, it just did come from a deep thought. I always want you, this doesn't just apply to content creators. I'm not even talking about that. I mean, generally in life, I want you to always evaluate what you learn. I want you to always watch something, listen to something, read something, whatever it is, and then think, is that right? What have I just learned there? How is it useful? How does it apply? Don't just blindly listen to it and then be like, yeah, that's right. Let's go fucking do that. Because then you might end up looking like a tit, or you might end up doing some, making some bullshit mistake that you just didn't need to make in the first place. And I understand, yeah, taking action on things and then learning from your mistakes if it's successful, whatever. But before you go and take action, I at least want you to analyze it. I want you to evaluate. I want you to compare it to what you think. If you agree, disagree. If you think it's good advice, go and implement it. And then you analyze the outcome. Yeah. If it was successful or unsuccessful. This has turned into a video about me fucking just teaching you how to learn, but it's good, it's good shit. I might as well tell you. Quick hydration break. So yeah, fucking hell. Analyze the outcome, always. And then you've learned a valuable lesson about that piece of advice that you actually learned in the first place, that you read about or whatever, or watched about. So you don't really just watch something and then you've learned it and it's in your head. Realistically, there's a process to learning. You can't just, it's like in school, isn't it? You'd always get told to like, you do tests and shit on it, wouldn't you? And you do all that. You'd sort of, it was more like in science lessons, isn't it? Where you'd get taught something and then you'd have to go and sort of do some like study on it, or carry out some, what were they called? That's fucking, where you actually like doing the shit. I don't even know, I can't remember what they're called. Where you actually like do the shit, like practical stuff, you know what I mean? And yeah, you do that, and then you'd start analysing and evaluating like what went well and what didn't work. And then you've learned, haven't you? Now you know about that thing that you read about, that you watched, whatever, that you learned. You implemented it, you evaluated how successful it was, now you know. And you've just gained knowledge. Do you understand that? And it's the same with anything in life. So I am quite frankly not the same as any other self-improvement YouTuber, I don't think. I'm not even like a so-called YouTuber, you know what I mean? It's not even, I don't really class myself as that. I'm more just trying to give advice. It's that sort of thing. I'm just trying to give value, and I'm always willing to sort of learn on the job, aren't I? So that's the main point, and I think you should all take something from that. So yeah, bro. The weather's shit. Who cares? I don't. Go have a productive day, bro. Believe it and make it happen.